I've always liked hands-on, but it's made me more confident in teaching the practical aspects. My science has sort of given me more structure so that I know which way to lead the children in their thinking.
The main benefits are that the children are learning a lot. They're questioning their own ideas. Because they have formed the questions, they're more interested because they want to find out the answers. They're motivated because it's been their ideas.
And my science is definitely opening their minds and making them want to think. They've now got a passion for wanting to think about the global issues and how they can go about proving the experts right or wrong.
It's also made the children think of other ways of looking at things too. It's made them realise that science doesn't always give a clear answer, that sometimes experiments don't work even if the books or the internet say they will.
It's actually given them more of an insight into, in our case, the human body, because they've been able to look at it and then pick a topic that they were interested in and then actually research it and set up an experiment and carry the experiment out for themselves instead of me standing up the front and telling them the information and then doing a whole class experiment.
I think there's quite a few budding scientists. They've all been really interested and they've been persistent. When something hasn't worked, they've gone back to try and find out how it might work, or they've thought of some really unusual ways of maybe trying to solve an experiment that hasn't worked the right way.
I found it's definitely made them more able to understand what they're learning about. They can reason as to why things are happening. They can relate it to the world around them, whereas normally they just sort of learnt in isolation, whereas having to think in that cycle, they seem to be able to think more clearly.
Turn it off, Lachlan. Okay, ready?
Go! Go! Stop! They love the option of actually being able to do their own experiment and working with the mentors. They get very excited when they know that they're going to get to work with their mentors and actually do their own experiments.
It's great to have their expertise because they know a lot more about science than I do. They are able to answer the questions that quite a lot of the kids do have.
So it's been a lot of help from lots of teachers and resources, plus the Mental Place website that has helped, and also just ideas that the mentors themselves have given, not only to the children but to me as well, for looking at fresh approaches or a new way of doing something.
It's been very worthwhile having industry involved because the kids actually get to work with experts in the field, and so they can get their insights, and it's also another adult that can help them with their projects.
There's a lot of preparing that has to go into it. There is a lot of pre-work, but the rewards for the children and as a teacher at the end are just really worth all the effort that goes into it.
I think it's a bit frightening at first, and at first we felt that we weren't delivering those outcomes. We thought they were just playing, but then we realised no, by the time you're working yourself through it, you realise how much they've learnt and how much they've got out of it.
My attitude has definitely changed. I am now a little bit more confident of teaching science. Before I would say, no way, I'll teach anything but science, but these days it's getting a little bit better.